Alicia, it is so great to be connecting with you again.
Hey, Jared, always a pleasure. And hello, everyone tuning into Vibrations and Manifestations.
It really is good to be with you today.
So how are you really doing right now? I'm asking because, honestly, for me, and I know for a lot of you listening, it just feels like a lot to hold these days.
You know, that's such a real question.
Mm-hmm.
And my answer, it's usually got a few layers lately. There's definitely a lot swirling, some really heavy energies out there.
Mm-hmm.
But underneath that, I also feel this deep sense of presence and purpose, actually.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we're digging into today. How about you?
I feel that mix, definitely. That mix is exactly why we wanted to do this particular deep dive. We're really not here to, sugarcoat things or pretend everything's just fine and dandy. Because let's be real, for a lot of people, it really isn't.
That's right. We've heard it from so many of you, feeling scared or just completely overwhelmed, maybe even deeply frustrated.
Yeah.
There's this feeling going around, right, that systems are kind of faltering, that global challenges are just getting bigger and bigger. And it leaves you wondering, okay, how on earth am I supposed to focus on intentional creation, on manifesting anything when there's all this turbulence?
Exactly that question. So this deep dive, we're calling it the eye of the storm. And that metaphor, it's really about what we hope to offer you today.
Right.
Like a dedicated space for calm, maybe some clarity, and definitely for reclaiming your own power, even when everything outside feels, intensely chaotic.
And that's the core message for you today, really. Even if things feel unstable externally, you absolutely have the capacity to find, to cultivate that internal steadiness. You are not powerless.
Okay, so let's set the stage a bit. What we know from looking into collective well-being, nervous system stuff, it tells us your feelings are completely valid.
Absolutely.
You're not being dramatic. You're likely reacting appropriately to some really big systemic pressures. When the news cycle just doesn't let up, right? Filled with alarming headlines, your nervous system naturally kicks into high alert. You're not broken.
Not at all.
You're just responding like a human to an environment that, frankly, isn't always set up to protect your inner peace.
And while this whole practice of intentional creation, manifestation, doesn't mean we pretend pain isn't real or challenges don't exist. Not at all.
Right.
But it does offer us some really profound tools, tools to navigate these tough times with like a sense of purpose and intentional action instead of just getting stuck, paralyzed.
Yeah, avoiding the paralysis.
Exactly. The outside world might be shaky, but your inner world, that can still find its anchor. You're fundamentally not powerless.
That's such a crucial distinction. Okay, to help unpack this, maybe let's use an image. Picture a lighthouse, standing strong on a cliff right in the middle of a raging hurricane.
Okay, yeah.
The lighthouse, it doesn't try to stop the wind, does it?
No.
It doesn't argue with the waves crashing against it. Its whole job is just to stay steady and stay lit.
I like that.
And our work right now, it's kind of similar. It's not about trying to fix every single global issue overnight. It's about maintaining your own inner light, your stability.
And this reminds me of some insights from like behavioral psychology.
Right.
We know that doing simple things, repetitive, soothing activities, they can create this little meditative space.
Yeah.
It lets your nervous system regulate. It's not about escaping the reality of things.
Yeah.
It's about creating these moments for your system to just breathe, recalibrate. And these small acts of presence, they seem small, but they are profoundly significant. They're like sacred acts of self-preservation, really.
And these moments of intentional presence. Our understanding, looking at collective consciousness, suggests they're actually acts of like profound resistance.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the core of resilience. And when you cultivate them, they send out these subtle but powerful ripples into the collective field.
They really, really do. I have to admit, though, I've felt that way to overwhelm myself recently. Just last night, actually.
Yeah.
Got myself doing that thing. Doom scrolling.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
Totally. Taking in reports about, major flooding hitting communities, then stats about diseases coming back. Followed by headlines on social unrest, tragic incidents. It just creates this almost surreal, like, dizzying mix of information.
It really does. And then you see it side by side with public discussions about maybe extreme displays of wealth, like these huge events that disrupt daily life, raise questions about environmental impact.
Right, that contrast.
And then public figures arguing over contracts or sensitive info. It's such a stark contrast. It can feel like you're living in this really complex, sometimes just bewildering modern story.
Exactly. And let's not forget the ongoing talk about funding for public institutions or, unexpected cancellations in media. It all adds up. It creates this really complex emotional landscape. It's a mix of concern, grief, and, often outrage.
The emotional whiplash is so real, 1 second you might see a really heartwarming story, and the very next, bam, you're hit with reports of major conflict somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that barrage, it can just light up your nervous system, leading to actual physical reactions, heart racing, that pit in your stomach, even if you're just reading it on a screen.
It's definitely a shared experience. I was talking to a family member just the other day, and they told me that they're seriously thinking about moving to another country.
Wow.
Yeah. To, in their words, escape the oppression they feel.
Mm.
And when people start contemplating huge life changes like that because they feel unsafe or oppressed where they live, I mean, that speaks volumes about the level of collective stress and trauma.
It definitely speaks to real, authentic fear. But what we've learned through our work is that staying grounded, it isn't about ignoring that pain.
No.
It's about making a conscious choice in how you decide to meet it.
So right in that moment last night, feeling overwhelmed by all that info, I actually paused, closed my eyes, put the phone down, put a hand on my chest, and just kind of said to myself, okay, I can't fix all of this right now.
Yeah.
But I can pause.
I can breathe. I can choose to feel steady right here in this moment so I can show up with more capacity for whatever comes next. And, that moment of inner calm, it didn't change the headlines. Of course not. But it fundamentally shifted my internal state.
And that, for us, that's a core insight right there.
Right.
In that little pause, you activated your inner anchor. And through that, you got access to more clarity, maybe more compassion. Because when you're not drowning in anxiety, you can actually be present.
Yes.
What we really want you to take away here is this. It is absolutely okay to care deeply, and it's equally vital to intentionally rest. Not because we're being irresponsible, but because, honestly, strategically. Our inner peace is the wellspring. It powers everything else we do.
Precisely. When the chaos feels like it's just relentless, when community connections feel strained, maybe fears are running high, you don't have to carry the weight of solving everything all at once.
You're called to hold your own ground, to breathe, and to consciously choose your next step from a place of clarity rather than, internal collapse.
And that steadiness, the steadiness you bring to your daily interactions, to your environment, how you engage with information, that is profoundly real. That is your active resistance. That is your undeniable light.
Indeed. Okay, so now let's shift gears a bit. Let's look at this fascinating connection between the science and the spirit side of things.
Yeah.
Exploring why your brain might be reacting the way it is and what practical steps you can actually take to support it. Let's move beyond just acknowledging the emotional overwhelm we talked about.
Right.
And really unpack what's happening inside your brain and body when the world feels like too much.
Because it's not just in your head, right? I mean, the brain's involved, obviously.
Of course.
But it's a whole system response. It engages your nervous system. It influences your hormones. It shapes your overall energy. Let's break down the mechanics.
Okay. So when you're processing all that information, global stuff, personal struggles, everything, your amygdala, that's the threat detector in your brain.
The alarm system.
Exactly, the alarm system. It shifts into overdrive. It's this primal survival thing. Think of it like a super sensitive car alarm that keeps getting set off by every shadow passing by, not just actual break-ins.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then your hypothalamus gets the message. It signals your adrenal glands, tells them to release cortisol, that's your main stress hormone.
Right.
And what happens next? Your heart rate goes up, digestion slows down, thoughts start racing, and boom, you're in fight, flight, freeze, or maybe fawn mode. That's your sympathetic nervous system, just doing its job, preparing you for what it thinks is danger, even if the danger is just, information, headlines, social media feeds.
Okay. And if that happens once in a while, the body can handle it, right?
Exactly. Your body's amazing at resetting.
Yeah.
But when it becomes a daily thing, maybe even hourly,
Yeah.
then your baseline anxiety levels start to creep up. Your default mode network, that part of the brain linked to rumination, worry, self-criticism, it becomes more dominant. And for those of you who are actively practicing intentional creation, manifestation, that feeling of alignment, of being in the flow, it can start to feel really out of reach.
This is exactly where the practice of manifestation, and let's be clear, we see it not as some magic trick, but as a really practical retraining of your focus and energy.
Yes.
This is where it becomes so powerful, because when your body perceives threat, your thoughts tend to follow that fear. And when your thoughts are driven by fear, you start asking those questions that can really undermine your intentions. Like, am I doing this wrong? Why isn't this working for me? What am I missing?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And this is where we can accidentally mix up caring deeply about the world with somehow failing at our spiritual practice or our energetic alignment.
Right. It's not a failure.
No. So let's just pause here and really underline this point. If your internal state has felt chaotic lately, if you're dealing with grief, stress, fear, anger, you are not broken.
Yeah.
And you are absolutely not doing anything wrong. You're simply human, navigating a really complex world. And your body's instinctively trying to keep you safe. But here's the empowering part. You are not stuck in that reactive state. In any given moment, you have this profound ability to signal safety back to your own system. That is the fundamental key.
Yes.
It's not about being perfect. It's not about bypassing the tough emotions. It's about cultivating conscious presence.
And that insight, that powerful truth, leads us right into today's segment, Manifestation Debug Mode.
Yes.
It's a way to find those hidden blocks, those limiting beliefs that might be like messing with your abundance signal.
Clearing out the static, finding the glitches in your programming, things running in the background you don't even realize are there. So let's switch on Manifestation Debug Mode.
Okay. Activating debug mode.
This is where we take on a common misconception, like a bug, in how we sometimes think about intentional creation. And today's myth is a big one. It's selfish to focus on my own energy or my well-being when other people are suffering.
Oh, we hear this one a lot, and our perspective, really backed up by insights from all sorts of fields, is a definite, resounding no.
Your regulated self, your empowered self, your present self, that's not some kind of luxury. It's actually a profound gift to the world.
How so?
Well, when you're grounded, when you're centered, you make better decisions. More discerning ones, you show up with more capacity, more resilience. You just naturally radiate a calmer presence into chaotic situations.
So it's not selfish at all. It's actually strategic.
Deeply strategic. And it's how we collectively contribute to building a more resilient, more compassionate future, one regulated nervous system at a time.
Oh, I love that. One regulated nervous system at a time.
Okay, now we'd love to offer you a guided visualization. This is a practice we call the quiet within the chaos. It's a chance for you to experience this directly. So if you can, just take a moment right now, wherever you happen to be, make yourself as comfortable as you can.
Yeah, just settle in.
Maybe close your eyes if that feels safe for you. Let your hands rest gently, maybe in your lap or just by your sides. And just start by taking a deep conscious breath, breathing in slowly, maybe through your nose. And releasing it fully, perhaps out through your mouth. Do that again, maybe even slower this time. Inhale peace, and exhale any tension you might be holding on to. One more time. Inhale presence, and gently release any fear, any worry. Now, imagine yourself standing. You're in the calm, quiet center of a huge field. All around you, way out at the edges, the winds are swirling. The sky overhead might be churning with clouds. You can sense that chaos of the world circling out there. The news, the noise, the collective grief, the frustration, the fear. But right here, where you stand, you are in the very eye of the storm. The wind right around you softens, it calms down. The noise fades gently away. And a soft, clear light starts to emerge. And right there, just beneath your feet, feel the ground start to glow. A warm, golden light coming up from the earth. This light is your root. It's your connection to the earth, to the truth of who you are, to everything that's real and steady and wise inside you. As you breathe, inhale confidence and exhale any lingering anxiety. Feel this warm, golden light from the ground rising up into your legs, bringing stability to your knees, releasing tension in your hips. Let it travel up your spine, inviting a natural straightening, a sense of inner alignment. Feel yourself growing taller, more certain, more fully you. This golden light now reaches your chest, and it begins to gently expand outward, like a slow, radiant pulse. With every beat of your heart, this light gets stronger, more vibrant. It fills your shoulders, softens your jaw, smooths your forehead. It gently untangles any swirling thoughts. You might feel maybe a little lighter, quieter inside, but at the same time, more grounded, stronger. Now, picture a version of yourself standing gently right in front of you. Not some far-off fantasy self, not a someday version, but your true, authentic self. The part of you that remembers your inherent power. The part that never really forgot. This version of you, just radiating calm strength, reaches out their hand to you. Go ahead, take it. And in this quiet moment, just allow any lingering fear to start to melt away. Feel tension dissolving from your body. The worry, the self-doubt, the despair, imagine it just slipping off your shoulders like a heavy cloak you just don't need to carry anymore. You're not ignoring the world or its challenges. You're simply choosing right now in this moment to meet it from your grounded center. You are calm. You are aware. You are not powerless. You're the very presence the world needs now. Inhale strength and gently release any resistance. Now, gently place your hands over your heart. Feel its steady beat. Feel that golden light still glowing brightly inside you. And whisper to yourself, maybe aloud, maybe silently, I'm safe in this moment. I am not alone. I have power, even in the midst of any storm. And I choose peace today. When you feel ready, just slowly begin to bring your awareness back. Back to your surroundings. Maybe gently wiggle your fingers, your toes. Softly roll your shoulders. Bring your awareness back to the sounds, the sensations around you. And as you gently open your eyes, carry this light with you. You are the calm. You are the eye of the storm. And you are powerfully still here.
Okay, wow. Now that we've really felt into that storm and practiced anchoring in its eye, let's give you some really actionable tools.
Yeah, practical stuff.
These aren't about pretending problems don't exist, not at all. They're about equipping you to stay present so you can respond from that place of empowered choice instead of, reactive panic.
We call these regulation practices.
Yeah.
What we understand from neurobiology is that these practices genuinely help shift your system from that threat state where your nervous system sees everything as urgent, dangerous.
Yeah, red alert.
Right, into what's called a regulation state. And in that state, your brain basically signals, okay, I can handle this. And that physiological switch, that's exactly where your capacity for intentional creation, for manifestation, really comes alive.
Okay, so first up, the 3-minute grounder. When you feel that familiar spiral starting, you know that feeling. This practice is designed to bring you back into your body, fast. Here's how. Sit or stand, both feet flat on the floor. Put one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. Okay. Then inhale slowly for 4 counts. Hold your breath gently for 4 counts. And then exhale fully for a longer count, maybe 6 counts. Repeat that just 3 times.
Okay, so 4, 4, 6, 3 times.
Exactly. And this simple breathing pattern, it's incredibly effective. It directly engages your vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve, yeah.
Which research shows is like a key part of your body's calming command center. This intentional breathing slows your heart rate, helps lower cortisol, and it sends that clear signal to your brain, we're safe right now.
And that longer exhale is really key, right?
Totally. It helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, that's the rest and digest system.
Yeah.
Gently flips your internal stress switch back to calm.
Okay, so here's a challenge for you this week. Before you even open the news or look at social media tomorrow morning, try this first.
Yeah.
Set a timer, just 3 minutes. Let your body lead before your brain gets, hijacked by whatever's out there.
Good challenge. Okay, next, radical hope journaling.
I like the sound of that.
Right. When the world feels especially bleak, We really encourage you to practice cultivating hope, almost like it's a sacred art form.
Okay.
Grab a notebook or just open the Notes app on your phone, write this phrase at the top. Today, I believe it's possible that.
Today, I believe it's possible that. Okay.
Then just complete that sentence with anything, even if it feels just like 1% hopeful or beautiful or surprising. For instance, a stranger will surprise me with kindness, or my creativity will just flow today, or maybe even we'll discover new ways to genuinely care for each other.
Ah.
Okay.
So this practice, it taps into what we know about your reticular activating system, the RAS.
Exactly.
That part of your brain that acts like a filter. It highlights what you expect to see.
Yeah, what you're looking for.
Right. So this journaling, it subtly retrains your RAS to actively look for and notice signs of hope, signs of possibility. It's like updating your brain's search engine with positive keywords.
Love that. So the challenge, write just one sentence each morning for the next week. Doesn't have to be world-changing, just needs to feel genuinely possible.
Okay, doable. Third, let's talk micro rituals of power.
Ooh.
From both a spiritual and psychological view, ritual is just a powerful way to remind your physical body that sacredness, meaning it can exist right in the ordinary moments.
Yeah, not just on special occasions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So choose one tiny daily action, something you already do, and just elevate it with intention. Maybe it's lighting a candle each morning and whispering, I am still here and I am vibrant. Or stirring your coffee or tea while consciously affirming your intention for the day. Or even just washing your hands with the conscious thought of releasing the weight of the world.
These micro rituals, they give a constructive job to your default mode network, right? That part of the brain that tends to wander into worry.
Precisely. They gently but firmly anchor your awareness right here, right now. You don't need hours. Just a few mindful seconds can really reset your whole system.
Okay, the challenge. Pick one specific thing you do every day anyway. Pouring coffee, brushing teeth, turning on a light, and designate it. Make it your personal grounding ritual.
Your anchor point.
Yeah. And say the same simple, intentional sentence each time you do it. Make it yours.
Love it. Okay, finally, we have the recentering question.
The recentering question, okay.
When you're feeling overwhelmed, uncertain, instead of just spinning in your thoughts, try asking your energy this question. What's one thing I can influence right now?
Shifting from thought to energy. I like that.
Yeah. So when you find yourself spiraling about, the state of the world, pause, ask this question out loud or write it down. Then identify one small, immediate, genuinely doable action.
Like what?
Could be. I can choose to take one deep, steady breath. Or I can send a quick supportive text to a friend, just letting them know they matter. Or even I can turn off notifications and just step outside for 5 minutes.
Ah, okay. So this process, it's what psychologists call cognitive reappraisal, right?
Exactly. It's a conscious shift in perspective that gives you back your sense of agency.
It cuts through the helplessness feeling.
Right. It interrupts that feeling and gives your prefrontal cortex, the planning, decision-making part of your brain, something constructive to focus on.
Okay, the challenge. Anytime you feel that overwhelm creeping in this week, stop. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can influence right now?
Just one thing.
Write it down. Do it. Let that single intentional step pull you back from the flood.
If you choose to try just one of these practices this week, that is genuinely enough.
Totally.
You don't need to master them all perfectly. What really matters is starting to consistently signal to your nervous system that you are safe enough to show up, to be present.
And that, we truly believe, is where the profound magic lives. Not in perfect execution, but in brave, consistent presence. A few deep breaths, a flicker of hope written down, one sacred cup of tea. That is how you cultivate, how you maintain your power even when the world feels powerless.
The storm outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may well keep raging.
Yeah.
But your inner light, your essential self, that doesn't need to go out. You're not here to ignore the world or its challenges. You are here to meet it with your full presence.
And your hope, cultivated in these times, it's not naive, it's profoundly revolutionary.
It really is. And the more of us who choose to cultivate that inner steadiness, to maintain it, the more we collectively empower others to rise up right alongside us.
So if the only thing you do today is take one deep breath and just gently remind yourself, I'm the calm in the storm, please know that is more than enough.
It truly is.
You are not alone on this journey, and you are fundamentally not powerless. Let's keep holding this light together. We really appreciate you being here.
We really do. And hey, if you found this deep dive valuable, maybe share it with someone you know who might need to hear this message right now.
Yeah.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your own grounding rituals in the comments. We learned so much from you all.
Absolutely. And if you want more deep dives like this one, please hit subscribe or follow wherever you're listening. We're always here holding the space.
This whole conversation has been so eye-opening.
Good.
I feel like I have a whole new toolbox for navigating life and manifesting my desires from a place of soul alignment.
I love it. It's always a joy to connect with you and our amazing listeners.
And to all of you out there, keep vibrating high, and remember, you have the power to create a life that truly lights you up. We'll see you next time on Vibrations and Manifestations.